What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into episode number 651 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the City of Vineland. It's KB coming at you solo dolo, because like I've been saying, that's kind of what this show has turned into. It's my own solo Philly sports podcast now, and it is presented by my hometown, the City of Vineland, and I'm glad you're joining us for this episode. Happy July. Normally, these shows get recorded on Sundays, come out on Mondays, but I said NBA free agency's opening up at 6 o'clock on Sunday. There's going to be a lot of things that happen. Why am I going to wait till Wednesday to truly react? Let me just wait and see what happens day one, and that's why we're here. So I waited a little extra time. Plus, my sister and I went to the Phillies game on Sunday afternoon, and we got absolutely soaked, and that just drained me. So made a bunch of sense to wait a little bit, but that's why I'm recording it now. We've got a lot to talk about on this episode, from the Phillies, the Sixers, the Waterdogs, the Union. We're going to hit on all four of those squads. But before we get into all of that, make sure you guys are following us on the socials at UndergroundPHI on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, Twitch, LinkedIn. Follow us everywhere. We are on all the socials. Follow me at KBIZZL311. Subscribe to the podcast feed on Apple, Spotify. Guys, it really does mean a lot when you subscribe to the podcast on Apple and Spotify. It allows us to continue to grow. Lets advertisers see that, hey, we are a presence, we are a force, and we're not going anywhere. And allows us to hit new milestones so that we can continue to do more dope stuff with and for you guys. So keep subscribing. Leave those 5-star ratings and reviews, and be a friend to tell a friend to subscribe to the pod. Subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. YouTube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. That is where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. It's all on our YouTube channel. Coming up on the next episode after this one, so the episode that will come out on Thursday, we have a full-fledged, 25-minute sit-down interview with Jamil Demby, the OG Underground athlete, our guy. First time in years that he's been on the show. It's been a long time coming. We catch up on a whole bunch of stuff following his 4th annual youth football camp that he put on over the weekend. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned for that. That will be on the next episode, so episode 652. But subscribe to the YouTube channel. That is where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. It is all on our YouTube channel. We are at 809 subscribers as of this recording. Let's get to 900, guys. Let's get to 900. Let's make that happen. Let's get to 1,000. Can we get to 1,000 before the MLB trade deadline at the end of the month? Can we get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month? Let's make that happen. Smash the like button, ring the bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos. Leave a comment down below, your thoughts. Your thoughts on the Phils, the Sixers, the Waterdogs, the Union, or anything else popping off. We also have some Flyers news to talk about today as well. It's a whole loaded docket here, but subscribe to the YouTube channel. And, of course, guys, this show is presented by the City of Vineland, my hometown, our hometown here. And the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest. That includes National Night Out, which is next month, I believe, beginning of August. And I'm 70% sure we are going to be on location for National Night Out, which I'm very excited about. That has been something we've been trying to do for years now and coordinating it, and we just always lose track of time. But that is something that we are like 70% positive that's happening this year, which I'm very excited for. But the calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, is a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on social media via their Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube pages. And through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big love and big shout out to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's very rare that we kick the Phils to the next segment of the show, which there's a lot to dive into since the last time we recorded and talk to you guys because some players are injured. Series with the Marlins happened. We'll get into all of that, but big news with the basketball team, the Philadelphia 76ers. Free agency is fully underway, and guys, it happened. One of the biggest free agent signings in Sixers franchise history has occurred, and it is brought to you by our newest partners over at Duracell Portable Power Stations. Yes, this portion of today's episode is brought to you by our new partner, Duracell Portable Power Stations. From the #1 trusted battery brand, Duracell Portable Power Stations and charging hubs allow you to power your laptops, mobile devices, lights, speakers, and any small electronics that make your life easier during a power outage or while you're away from a wall outlet. NBA free agency's been going on. I got to keep my phone charged like crazy. I got to keep my laptop charged. I need to be plugged in, but sometimes I'm not near a wall, and that's where Duracell Portable Power Stations come into play. You guys, it's summertime. You're out on the beach, down at the golf course, whatever it may be. You're not near a power outlet, but you need to charge your phone. That's the #1 thing. We always got to keep that thing on us. Charge your phone. Duracell Portable Power Stations are going to make sure you are plugged in without needing a wall. Click the link in the description and check out the Duracell Portable Power Stations, including their 2024 Red Dot Award-winning M150 and M250 models, and untether your device charging from the wall and power the possibilities with Duracell Portable Power Stations. Ladies and gentlemen, we have competition in the city of Philadelphia when it comes to the podcast game. Paul George, you are a Philadelphia 76er. That is right. Paul George, PodcastP. Shout out to the boys. According to Adrian Wojnarowski, this morning, I woke up to the news. Paul George has agreed on a 4-year, $212 million max contract with the Philadelphia 76ers. George committed in a meeting with Sixers officials and returns east to join Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey in pursuit of an NBA title. And according to The Athletic, Paul George is wearing an Allen Iverson t-shirt in the meeting with Sixers front office brass and Dr. J. And then pictures of that were circulating around. And I think it's safe to say, guys, and correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong, but, Matt and I went through this a few years ago, just like biggest free agent signings in Philadelphia sports history, just narrowing it down to the Sixers. Because effectively Moses Malone was a trade. From my understanding, I obviously was not around when that occurred. But other than Dr. J, Paul George is the biggest and most notable free agent acquisition in 76ers franchise history? ? Like, I think this surpasses Elton Brand for sure. And there's not much else. Like, guys don't choose Philadelphia. Like, the superstars don't choose Philadelphia. It was a short 6 years ago that myself, Dylan, Matt, and Dom were all sitting down here collectively getting spurned by LeBron James as he goes to the Lakers. You know, that was 6 years ago. It's crazy to think about that LeBron's been with the Lakers that long. But, like, we were like, damn, like, again, another free agent doesn't choose us. You know, the list goes on. And it has been the same old song and dance when it comes to NBA free agents not choosing Philadelphia, because as opposed to other sports like football and baseball where that precedent is set that, like, the entire organization has a mindset and a goal for winning, it really hasn't come across that way with the 76ers for a long time. Like, we got lucky that Joel Embiid fell to us at number 3. We got lucky that Tyrese Maxey fell to us at 21. And, you know, the other players have come and gone. It's been a never-ending cycle. And, you know, the rights Ricky Sanchez put out, you know, this is going to be the first season of Joel Embiid's career where he's not playing with Jahlil Okafor or Tobias Harris. Like, think about that. That's crazy. And, like, I don't want to hear about 2020 where, like, Al Horford chose to play here and all that kind of bullshit. No. He was an operative and it was an inside job from the Boston Celtics. He was a super spy trying to destroy the inner workings of the franchise even more than they were. But the fact that somebody of Paul George's stature, and I know he's not, you know, 2018 Paul George, but he's still a very, very, very talented player. He's still a top 25 player in the NBA, hands down. The fact that he chose to come here when he's from LA, to leave Los Angeles, come to Philadelphia, to play with Joel Embiid, to play with Tyrese Maxey, to get coached by Nick Nurse, that says something to me. That says something to me that has not been said to us in a very, very, very long time, potentially even in my lifetime. I may be forgetting something, but, like, this feels like the biggest free agent acquisition in Sixers history in my lifetime. In the 30-plus years I've been on this planet, this feels like the biggest free agent acquisition the Sixers have made ever. And that is a huge thing. And I'm very excited for Paul George. You know, I was bullish early on. I wasn't sure how it would play out. But, you know, you're not playing to worry about 4 years down the line in the NBA. You're playing to win now. You're playing to win in this prime of Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey being able to play together. I talked about it on the last episode. You drafted Jared McCain. Like, that's a great complimentary piece to add to this roster. And we're going to talk about the other free agents that came along with Paul George, because there's a lot of great signings that Daryl Morey has already gotten into the fold here. But the fact that Paul George has agreed to come to Philadelphia and chose Philadelphia. It's not like he was traded here. It's not like, you know, a sign and trade happened. It wasn't a against his will type thing. He chose to come to Philadelphia. And to that, I tip my cap and I say, welcome to Philly, PodcastP. Welcome to Philly, Paul George. As I saw on Twitter, Pass Young P. You know, that's awesome. Like, that is really cool. And it should have a bit of a renewed sense of, okay, like, this organization still is a destination spot. You know, it's been bleak over the past few months for this Sixers team. This past season was not ideal. And now you have a superstar caliber player in Paul George coming here to play with your other two superstars that you drafted. And that's the thing, too. Paul George has always been kind of been relied upon to be the star, to be the guy. And now he doesn't have to do that because you have Joel Embiid, you have Tyrese Maxey. Paul George can kind of just go out and be your third option, and he is a superstar caliber player. And I think that's going to take a lot of pressure off his shoulders, and a lot of pressure off of Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey to where it's like, hey, we're getting, defended this way. We're gonna get the ball to Paul George and let him do Paul George things. I'm excited. I think Paul George is a super talented player. Would love to have the PodcastP and Underground Sports Philadelphia collab show happen at some point. Wave Sports and Entertainment, how you doing? We'd also love to collab with the Kelsey brothers, obviously. But yeah, I mean, this is such an exciting moment in Sixers franchise history to say that, like, Paul George chose Philadelphia. And I have a good feeling about it. I think it's going to be an awesome next couple of years. I'd say the next 2 to 3 years. Like, if Paul George continues to play at the caliber level that he's played at, this is going to be an awesome signing, and I don't care about the final year of the contract. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. So welcome to Philadelphia, Paul George. I and many of Philadelphia are thrilled you're here. Along with Paul George, the Sixers signed Andre Drummond to a 2-year, $10 million contract. Welcome back to Philadelphia. Big Dre, Big Drum God. Very excited about this. I think Andre Drummond easily has been the best backup big man to Joel Embiid in his career. And the fact that he is back here, chose to come back here, tweeted, "I'm in the mood for a Philly cheesesteak. Andre Drummond, I'm in the mood for you to come on the pod," is awesome. And I think, for as long as we clowned the whole, rent-free thing when Drummond was in Detroit, when him and Embiid had their battles that Embiid won 100% of the time, I think their relationship really blossomed when Andre Drummond was here, and it was a bummer to see him go when we did trade him. And I'm glad that the Sixers didn't have to give up 3 second-round picks at the trade deadline last year to reacquire Andre Drummond, and now they just spend $10 million and he's here again, and you didn't lose draft capital. And I'm happy he's back. It's a great signing, a great, backup big man for Joel Embiid, and we know what Andre Drummond is capable of. I think he's still playing at a very high level, and it's also very weird that Andre Drummond and I are the same age, and it feels like he's been in the NBA for, 2 decades. But I'm pumped Andre Drummond's back. I think that signing is great. It's going to be an awesome, asset for this team to have, to allow Joel Embiid to rest, to have profitable non-Joel Embiid minutes on the floor during the regular season and in the playoffs. So I'm very excited about that. So welcome back home, Andre Drummond. The Sixers also signed Eric Gordon to a minimum deal. I believe it's going to be $3.3 million, the vet minimum. Great depth piece, great bench signing. I think Eric Gordon can still contribute at a very, quality level. And he's going to provide great minutes off the bench for this team, and he's probably going to have a couple moments where it's the Eric Gordon game. I love the signing. It's a vet minimum deal. There's no such thing as a bad 1-year deal. So I'm very pumped about that. The other big move that I am stoked about, Kelly Oubre Jr.'s back. Tsunami, baby. I love Kelly Oubre. I think he fit in with the culture, with the city, so well last year. And the fact that he's back on a 2-year, $16.3 million deal, just adding to the handsome vibes of this team. I think he is such a valuable player, fits in perfectly with the culture of this team, with Joel, with Tyrese. I think him and Jared McCain are going to be best friends. And I think he's going to play really well with Paul George as well. So I'm pumped that Kelly Oubre is back. I saw a great tweet. It was like, Kelly Oubre got hit by a car here and still chose to come back. He's born to be here. I'm so excited that Kelly Oubre decided to come back to Philly and that they were able to get a deal done. And I know he was negotiating on his own behalf. He doesn't have an agent, so for him to get that deal done by himself for himself is so fucking cool. And I'm glad he's back in the fold with the Sixers. So welcome back, Kelly Oubre. And then the other big deal, Mad Max Mad Max, Tyrese Maxey. This was like right after the Paul George agreement. Tyrese Maxey and the Sixers have agreed in principle on a 5-year, $204 million max contract extension. I could not be happier for Tyrese Maxey to get the payday he deserves, to be such a valuable member of not only this team, but to this city, and how much Tyrese Maxey is adored by Philadelphia is next level, just superhuman awesome. It's very fitting that Tyrese Maxey gets his first big contract extension on Mike Muscala's birthday. Cheers to the GOAT, Mike Muscala. Happy birthday, big dog. That's just perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Tyrese Maxey gets paid 5 years, $204 million. It's so well-deserved and so beyond deserved. He has grown so much as a player since year one. To see like how he has evolved into a superstar right before our eyes, and to be a player that fell into our laps because the pick swap happened, and the unprotected pick fell to where it needed to fall. The Miami Heat chose not to draft Tyrese Maxey, and to see a guy who played 2.5 months of college basketball in his career before the Pandy Wandy happened, and then to get drafted by the Sixers and become such a pivotal, key part of this team and be a face along with Joel Embiid. Those two have a relationship that is second to none, and I am so happy for Tyrese Maxey. He is truly a light in this city, does so much for Philadelphia, does so much for the Sixers, and there's nobody more deserving than Tyrese Maxey to get that payday. So congratulations to Tyrese Maxey. Well-deserved, and I can't wait to continue watching you hoop and ball out for this team for years and years and years to come, man. Very stoked for Tyrese Maxey. Some departures for the Sixers. Tobias Harris. I know it wasn't you who, requested the money and got it. It was given to you. C'est la vie, brother. Best of luck. I'm glad that you are no longer a Sixer. It's one of those things that it felt like Tobias overstayed his welcome for years and years and years. He was here for 6 years. It was probably 4 years too long. Played out the duration of that contract. And now he heads back to one of the places where it all began. The Detroit Pistons signed Tobias Harris to a 2-year, $52 million deal. Hachi Machi. He's back to Detroit. And he is their problem now. And I am totally okay with that. Best of luck to Tobias Harris. Nicholas Batum is headed back to the Clippers on a 2-year, $9.6 million deal. This is definitely family-related. Nico and his family didn't really want to leave L.A. to begin with when the Sixers traded James Harden to the Clippers, and he was part of the deal. He came here, was beloved. The Nico Batum game will forever be remembered, and big shout-out to his wife, Lily Batum, supported and showed love to the pod. From the moment they got here, was a big-time supporter, and we can't thank her and Nico enough, and we will always be Nico Batum supporters, no matter how you dice it. He was great here. He's a great vibes guy. Wish him nothing but the best, and I'll forever be fans of the Batum family. So shout out to Nico and Lily Batum. DeAnthony Melton is headed to the Warriors on a 1-year, $12.8 million deal. Best of luck to DeAnthony Melton. He was a very fun player to watch. Freak injury happened last year, and he just couldn't make it back. Hopefully he bounces back and plays well for them, as Klay Thompson is now allegedly headed to the Mavericks, so he's going to be kind of their Klay Thompson replacement. Best of luck to DeAnthony Melton, and hoping that, he can stay healthy for them, because he deserves to figure some things out and get back healthy, and looking forward to seeing him play alongside Steph Curry. But Paul George is a Sixer. Let me know how you feel about it in the YouTube comment section. Biggest free agent in Philadelphia Sixers history outside of Dr. J, and the biggest free agent in this free agent class joins the Sixers. Klay Thompson going to the Mavericks. Jonas Valanciunas going to the Wizards. LeBron James not taking a pay cut. Still some moves to be made for the Sixers too, for sure. But they get their guy, and Daryl Morey has been off to a great start in free agency so far. And if you're a Sixers fan, you should be intrigued by the way things have kind of shaken out in these first 24 hours or so of free agency. Welcome to Philadelphia, Paul George. Andre Drummond, welcome home. Kelly Oubre, welcome back. Eric Gordon, welcome to Philadelphia. And Tyrese Maxey, congratulations, brother. Well deserved. Before I keep it pushing, want to talk to you guys about our awesome merch partners at PHI Apparel Company, the best merch in the game, from shirts and hoodies for your favorite sports teams and your favorite Underground Sports Philadelphia podcast. PHI Apparel Company is going to help you stand out in the crowd all calendar year long. Whether you're going to Citizens Bank Park, hanging out at the bar with your friends, chilling at home with the fam, watching the game, stand out. Have people asking, where'd you get that shirt? Where'd you get that hoodie? Oh, it's from PHI Apparel Company. Go to phiapparel.co, fill up your cart to the gills, get everything you need to stand out in the crowd and rep your favorite team and rep your favorite podcast. Exclusive home for Underground Sports Philadelphia podcast merch. Get that Underground Sports logo tee. That's written, this logo right behind me. Get it on a t-shirt. Get it on a hoodie. When you fill up your cart, go to checkout. In the promo code section, type in Underground and you get 10% off your order. That's code Underground at phiapparel.co for 10% off your merch orders from our awesome merch partners and pals, PHI Apparel Company. The Fightin' Phils guys, they are going through it. They are going through it, and it is brought to you by our pals over at FOCO. FOCO, the leading distributors in forever collectibles. You guys know I'd be rocking them overalls down at Citizens Bank Park. I'm working on getting my Shortalls. We got a Jason Kelsey bobblehead that's going to be on the shelf very soon. Hopefully, I got to reach out and see when that's actually coming. Should be within the next couple of weeks. But they've got the best apparel in the game, and the best collectibles in the game, and the coolest stuff to showcase your sports fandom, and it's all officially licensed with Major League Baseball, the National Football League, the National Hockey League, the NBA, National Basketball Association, the WWE, college basketball, college football, MLS, pro soccer. Think of it, it's there. Plus, of course, their award-winning and fantastic bobbleheads are the best in the game. Click the link in the description and grab your forever collectibles today and check out our friends over at FOCO and everything they have to offer to make sure your fandom is at the top of the charts. Big shout out to FOCO for sponsoring the podcast. The Phils are going through it since the last time we talked, guys. And Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber are both on the injured list. They both get injured. Bryce with a hamstring injury, Kyle Schwarber with a groin injury. And now 3 of your best hitters are out of the lineup. And it was showcased in a lot of ways in this weekend series against the Marlins, where you split with the Marlins, thankfully. Should have won 3 out of 4. Should have won all 4. But Thursday night does not go your way. That is the game Bryce Harper gets injured in. And things kind of go awry as the game goes on. You give up a 4 spot in the 7th inning. 2 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th, and Phils just can't recover from it, which should not be the case. Trevor Rogers absolutely shoved for them Zach Wheeler just did not have his best stuff for the first time pretty much all season. Matt Strahm and Jeff Hoffman had their moments. Strahm, kind of one of his worst outings of the year. And the Phils just did not look like themselves in that first game, and they lose 7-4. They bounce back on Friday and win 2-0 on the back of Christopher Sanchez pitching a complete game shutout, a 3-hit shutout, 9 strikeouts, and the Phils muster up just enough offense to make sure that outing was not spoiled on City Connect night. And then Saturday, probably the most frustrating game of them all. You're down 1-0 early, you bounce back, it's 2-1, and then you give up a 2-piece. In the 7th inning, Aaron Nola gives up 3 runs, 9 strikeouts, goes 6 2/3. But again, that's not all on Aaron Nola. He pitched well enough to win the game, and the offense musters 2 runs. And then I'm at the game on Sunday, and they go into a dogfight of a game and bounce back and win 7-6 to split the series with the Marlins. And luckily, they do that. The Phillies still have the best record in baseball, still the top team in the National League by 3 games, 4 in the loss column. They're 55-29, and it is July 1st, and they are the best team in baseball. And quite frankly, it feels weird that that is the case because it's not the norm for this team, but they are doing it. They're 33-14 at home, 22-15 on the road. They've gone through arguably their worst stretch of the year recently, and they are still ahead of the Braves by 8 games in the division. They are still leading the way in the National League. They're still better than every team in the American League by a decent margin, and this is where they're going to earn their keep when your best hitters are out as we head into July, and you have probably your most daunting upcoming schedule yet, where you go to Chicago to play the Cubs, you go to Atlanta to play the Braves, the Dodgers come here, and the A's come here before the All-Star break, and then you go to Pittsburgh, then you go to Minnesota, then the Guardians and Yankees come here, and that's your month of July. That's your month of July. To put it in perspective, those American League teams, the Yankees 54-32, the Guardians 52-30, the Twins 47-37, the A's 30-56, but you can't take them lightly. National League-wise, the Braves, obviously, you want to beat them. You want to prove to them that you can beat them. The Cubs have kind of been falling off, but they're fighting for their lives, and they're not going to go down easy. You got to be able to stick it to them. Dodgers are 52-33. You got to be able to go toe-to-toe with them and on your home turf. The Pirates are 40-43, and they're trying to cling on to a wild card spot. This is going to be the toughest stretch for the Phillies, and for the beginning half of it, they're not going to have Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber and JT Realmuto. They haven't had JT for a while now, but to not have 3 of your best hitters, 3 guys that should be and probably will be all-stars, pending their health and everything, that's going to be a true test for this team. And they've been going through it. You just went through it with the Marlins, and it's one of those things where you don't want to have to rely on your starting pitching to just be perfect every game in order for you to win games. I know that's going to be part of getting through this portion of your schedule without Harper, without Schwarber, without JT, but you're going to have guys step up. Alec Boehm's going to have to continue to step up. Brandon Marsh has to step up. Bryson Stott has to find his groove. Trey Turner's going to have to do a lot of carrying for this team. You're going to need guys like Garrett Stubbs and Rafael Marchand to continue to step up. David Dahl's got to be a guy for you off the bench and playing every so often. Johan Rojas has to show that he can stick around and produce. And, of course, like he has been over his last 2 weeks or so, Nick Castellanos has to keep playing the way that he has. I don't understand the hate that Nick Castellanos gets. I understand he struggles and he goes through slumps. But what that guy provides to this team and to this clubhouse is invaluable. He's such a leader. So many guys gravitate towards him to learn from, to be around. He is such a great veteran presence for this team. And on Sunday, we're at the game. The dude goes 4 for 5 with 3 RBI and is a core part of helping the team win that game. And I'm seeing slander left and right just because his one time he doesn't get a hit when it was with the bases loaded. Sure, that's frustrating. But he's not the sole purpose that the Phillies were battling back. He's the sole purpose that they did battle back and get into a position to win that game. I'm so sick of the unwarranted Nick Castellanos slander. It's not the beginning of the year anymore. He's not hitting 154. The dude is hitting damn near 300 over the last month or so. He's hitting the ball out of the ballpark. He's seeing the ball well. Give the guy credit when credit is due. And I'm not just saying that because Nick's family has supported us and because we love Nick Castellanos as a dude. I'm saying that because the dude has been a pivotal part of keeping this Phillies team afloat with guys being in and out of the lineup due to injury. Say what you want, but you can't blame him for any of the struggles right now. And any Aaron Nola slander that's coming his way, you need to shut the fuck up because you simply don't know ball. You simply do not know ball if you're trying to talk shit about Aaron Nola. That dude is an all-star caliber player. He should be an all-star this year. The dude gives you quality start after quality start after quality start. I don't understand some Phillies fans, man. It drives me absolutely fucking insane when I see guys who are producing for you night in and night out just continue to catch strays. Drives me crazy. It drives me absolutely insane. And if you're talking shit about Rob Thompson too, fuck all the way off. That dude is going to go down as one of the greatest managers in Phillies history. Puts his neck on the line for this team day in and day out. Loves the guys in this clubhouse. And they play their dicks off for him. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. You want to go back to Joe Girardi? I don't think so. Phil's, though, in a great position right now. And I'm feeling good. You know, trade deadline is quickly approaching. It'll be here before you know it, according to The Athletic. One of my guys on my wish list is somebody the Phillies are looking at, Tanner Scott, which would be awesome to add to this bullpen. Will they? Who knows? What do you have to give up to get a guy like Tanner Scott? Who knows? But maybe, hey, you say, hey, we'll take on Jazz Chisholm. I would like to see it. But the Phils are going to be going through a tough stretch here. Without Bryce, without Schwarber. I know Kyle Schwarber talked to the media and said he only expects to be out the minimum 10 days with the groin issue, which is a good sign. So hopefully that's as close to similar for Bryce Harper as well. But we'll see, you know. We shall see how it all plays out. It's been a while since we have looked at the Platinum Plunk Award standings and all of the standings for run differentials, brought to you by FOCO. Going to pull them up here and see what the Major League Baseball standings and run differentials are looking like now as we head into the first day of July. We will start with the NL East. The Phils at 55-29 have scored 420 runs, which is the most... Question mark? I don't know what the Dodgers are at. Nope. Second most in the National League, just behind the Dodgers. 420, but they've only surrendered 299. That's good for a plus 121 run differential, which is the best in the National League and the best in baseball. Phils have the best run differential in baseball, baby. We love to see that. The Atlanta Braves are 46-36. They've scored 354 runs, given up 301. That's good for a plus 53 run differential. The white-hot New York Mets. Oh, my God. 41-41, even Steven. They've scored 402 runs, but they've given up 392. That's good for a plus 10 run differential. The stolen franchise, Washington Nationals, at 39 and 45. They've scored 348, given up 365 for a minus 17. And the stolen franchise is not the worst in the National League East. It is the goofiest team ever, the Miami Marlins, at 30 and 54. They've scored a division-low 293 runs, given up a division-high 419, and have a negative 126 run differential on the season. We move to the NL Central. The Brewers are 50 and 35. They have a plus 74 run differential. The Cardinals are 43 and 40 and have a negative 40 run differential. The Pittsburgh Pirates are 40 and 43, have a negative 34 run differential. The Cincinnati Reds are 39 and 45 and have a plus 15 run differential. And the Chicago Cubs are 39 and 46 and have a negative 30 run differential. The Dodgers have a plus 119 run differential, have scored the most runs in the National League at 430, given up 311. Padres at 46 and 42 have scored 412, have given up 378. That's good for a plus 34 run differential. The Arizona Diamondbacks, 2 games below 500 at 41 and 43, have scored 394. Shout out to Professor Snape. Given up 407 for a negative 13 run differential. The San Francisco Giants are 41 and 44, have scored 380, given up 409. They have a negative 29 run differential. And the Colorado Rockies are 29 and 55, have given up 499 runs and have a negative 141 run differential. Hachi Machi. That is the worst in baseball in terms of runs surrendered. The New York Yankees have a plus 112 run differential. The Baltimore Orioles have a plus 112 run differential. The New York Yankees have a plus 102 run differential. The Red Sox at plus 30. The Tampa Bay Rays at negative 56. And the Toronto Blue Jays at negative 53. The Cleveland Guardians have a plus 98 run differential. The Minnesota Twins with plus 41. The Kansas City Royals with a plus 55. The Detroit Tigers with a negative 22. And the Chicago White Sox have scored a major league low 267 runs, have given up a major league worst American League worst. The Rockies 499. An American League worst 429 runs for a negative 162 run differential, which is a major league worst run differential. The AL West, the Seattle Mariners, 47 and 39, have a plus 6 run differential. The Houston Astros are 2 games above 500. They've battled all the way back. Have a plus 35 run differential. The Texas Rangers are 38 and 46 and have a negative 10 run differential. The Angels have a negative 64 run differential, and the Oakland A's have a negative 108 run differential. And those are your run differentials across Major League Baseball as we head into July. And then our Platinum Plunk Award, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while since we've checked in on this. But it is your usual suspects still at the top. The Cleveland Guardians and Minnesota Twins as we head into July, both with 58 hit by pitches on the year. If you don't know what the Platinum Plunk Award is, it's us keeping track of which teams and players get hit by the most pitches in Major League Baseball throughout the 2024 season in honor of our guy, Chase Utley, the king of the hit by pitch. The Cincinnati Reds are in third place with 48 hit by pitches. The Cubs right behind them at 47. The Mets and Tampa Bay Rays at 45. Diamondbacks, Mariners, Nationals still in the 40s. The Diamondbacks and Mariners at 43. Nationals at 41. The Major League average at this point in the season is 36. And right now, our Philadelphia Phillies have 29 hit by pitches, which is tied with the Marlins, the Yankees, and the Padres. The Pirates, Royals, Rockies, and White Sox have the fewest at 26 hit by pitches. And your baseball leaders, we have some new leaders in the clubhouse, and that is Tyler Freeman from the Cleveland Guardians. He is the new leader there with 13, along with Josh Smith from the Texas Rangers. joining the fold. Will Castro from the Minnesota Twins and Andres Jimenez, who's been hovering at the top there all season long, both with 12. Ryan Jeffers from the Twins at 11, as is that dork, Brandon Nimmo. Mark Canha is at 10, as is Brendan Donovan. Ty France and Dylan Moore both at 9. The Major League average is 7. And as we look for our Philadelphia Phillies leaders for the hit-by-pitch category here, as we scrolling, all the way down to the letter P. As we look here, so Philadelphia Phillies have been hit by a pitch. It is Johan Rojas with 2, Whit Merrifield with 2, Trey Turner, Bryson Stott, Kyle Schwarber, JT Realmuto, Nick Castellanos, all with 3, Edmundo Sosa and Alec Boehm leading the way for the Phils this season, both with 5 hit by pitches. Alec Boehm has really taken on the mantle of Chase Utley and is just a pure sicko and loves getting hit by a pitch. It's so funny to watch, and I love it, every single second of it. But those are your underground stats and info brought to you by FOCO for your run differentials and the Platinum Plunk Award standings. Let's shift gears a little bit. We'll talk a little quick hit on the Flyers. It's brought to you by our pals over at Kenwood Beer, the official beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's a refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, 120 calories, just 8 grams of carbs. Kenwood Beer is available in the Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, and Delaware markets. You can also get it at your local liquor stores in those areas. But go to kenwoodbeer.com and use the Kenny Finder to see who has Kenwood Beer on tap in those areas. Must be 21 or older to do so. And, of course, please drink responsibly. NHL free agency is open. And I just got to say, I'm thrilled because Garnet Hathaway is back with the Flyers. And that is my guy. The goofiest Google headshot of all time is back. And I got to find a way to get Garnet Hathaway on the pod because I just love that dude. He plays scrappy as all hell. He's blue collar and has the best Google headshot of all time. We talked about that during the season this year. And I'm so happy he's back. Signed his contract in a Phillies hat. Garnet Hathaway is just like, he's hashtag my guy. And I love seeing that dude succeed. I love that he's a Flyer. I love that he's a Philadelphia athlete. And I just want to shake his hand. I just want to say thank you for your service and being just an awesome dude. He's back with the Flyers. But the biggest news, he's here. Our sweet baby boy has officially signed. Matvei Michkov has signed a 3-year entry-level contract with the Flyers. Number 39 is here. I am pumped to watch this kid play hockey. He's going to be an absolute rock star on the ice. And, you know, the Flyers are still going through a rebuild. Like that, the Danny Briere made that clear. But when you can go through a rebuild and have a superstar talented player like this, it's almost like when the Phillies were going through their rebuild and had Rhys Hoskins and Aaron Nola in the fold. When you have a guy like Matvei Michkov who can just be a spark in so many ways, when you still have a guy like Travis Konechny on the team, it makes the rebuild that much more tolerable and not as grueling as it can be, especially in hockey. But man, I'm pumped, that Michkov is here sooner than expected, obviously. And I think he's going to be a true force for this team for many, many years. I know Danny Briere is pumped about him being here. And I couldn't be more stoked to have Michkov on this Flyers team and him kind of just being a new face of the franchise for many years to come. The hype video that came out today when the signing was made official gave me goosebumps, all from his draft night and everything. And I think he is a force to be reckoned with that is going to really just like set a new standard and precedent for Philadelphia Flyers hockey. I'm just so pumped that he's here and is going to be on this team and making a statement and showcasing his talents at the NHL level. So welcome to Philadelphia Matvei Michkov, the newest in the orange and black. Last bit here as well. Julian Carranza from the Philadelphia Union is transferring out of Philadelphia and going to play professionally overseas. It's a bummer. I loved Carranza, but he obviously wants to play for the Argentinian national team in the World Cup, and to be able to do that, you got to play against some high-level competition. Wishing him all the best, and it sucks that the Union are kind of just in this funk, and the owners don't want to spend money to make them better, and that's a bummer. And you lose out on a player of Julian Carranza's caliber, and who knows the next time you have somebody that talented on this team. So, best of luck to Carranza with his new squad. But last bit here, before I get up on out, it is brought to you by our awesome new project here at Underground Sports Philadelphia. Light the Flame, an Olympics podcast, is coming to you in the very near future. The trailer is out now on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. All your favorite Underground Sports Philadelphia personalities are going to be coming together this summer to talk all about the Paris Olympics and beyond. We're going to be doing this not just this year, 2026 Winter Olympics, 2028 Summer Olympics. Hopefully we're on location for that. But it's going to be a new project with all of us, a collaborative effort, talking all things Olympics this summer. Very much looking forward to that. So subscribe on Apple and Spotify to Light the Flame of the Olympics podcast. The link is in the description to subscribe. So definitely check that out. It's a brand new project from Underground Sports Philadelphia that we are all super, super pumped about. And this segment also brought to you by our pals over at Tomahawk Shades, the best small batch eyewear in the game. From sunglasses to blue light glasses to prescription lenses, Tomahawk Shades has you covered with the best eyewear at an affordable price that's better quality than those big eyewear companies. I wear my Tomahawk Shades all the time when I'm traveling, going to PLL weekends, when I'm out on the road, just going to work, when I'm going on a hot boy walk. Whatever it may be, I got to protect my eyes from those sunlight rays. It's been hot out here. And when I'm watching TV, my favorite sports team's playing, watching my favorite shows and movies, I'm throwing my blue light plus glasses on to protect my eyes, make sure they're not strained. I sleep better when I wear my blue light glasses. You guys can do the same. Check out everything Tomahawk Shades has to offer at tomahawkshades.com or download the Tomahawk Shades app in the App Store or Google Play Store. And when you go to check out, use code USP for 25% off your order from our friends at Tomahawk Shades. You're getting 25% off an already affordable product that is better quality than the big eyewear companies. There's no need for you to spend $400, $500, $600 plus dollars on a pair of sunglasses when you can get a better quality version of those sunglasses for an even better price with our friends at Tomahawk Shades. And you're getting 25% off of that, even more so with our code USP at tomahawkshades.com or in the Tomahawk Shades app. Waterdogs are on the board, ladies and gentlemen. Over the weekend in Minneapolis, in Minnesota, the Waterdogs get their first win of the 2024 season, their first win in the Bill Tierney era, and they win 10-6 over the Carolina Chaos. A big-time game from the big dog himself. Kieran McCardle led the team in points, 2 goals, 3 assists, did the damn thing, and I gotta say, this was the best performance of the season, in my opinion, from Dylan Ward. Was locked in start to finish, had a 66.7% save percentage, made 12 saves in this game, really kept the Dogs in it. Rylan Reese hit the first 2-pointer of the year for the Waterdogs, and they had a face-off guy who really grinded it out, really went to battle and toe-to-toe with Nick Rowlett. Alex Dathakis was fantastic in this game. Like, he didn't win every faceoff. He went 8 of 18, but he grinded out those battles at the faceoff stripe. made it so that Nick Rowlett was kind of getting pushed back, and then the Waterdogs could kind of scoop up those ground balls. They had 36 ground balls to Chaos's 24. They outshot Chaos 40-32. They had more shots on goal, more caused turnovers at a 2-to-1 ratio. They passed the ball more than Chaos did. They had a phenomenal game. And was it the best game? Was it the cleanest game? Absolutely not. Is there a lot for them to still clean up? For sure. But again, Waterdogs go 100% on the penalty kill. 2 for 2. They go 50% on the power play. And they get the job done. They're 1-3 on the year. And guys, just to remind you, if you're new to the PLL, the Waterdogs in 2022 were your champions of the league, crowned in Philadelphia, no less. And that same season, they started 0-3, and then they played the Chaos in Minnesota. And look what happened. History has a funny way of repeating itself. But shout out to the Waterdogs. Big time win. The boys played extremely well. And now they're on to Boston for a rematch with the Cannons this coming weekend. And I hope for the best for the Dogs to do the damn thing. And hopefully you guys checked out on a recent episode. We had Waterdogs beat writer Wyatt Miller on the show, which was a blast of a time. Going to try to get Wyatt on probably again soon, going into the All-Star break, maybe right before the second half of the season kicks off. But yeah, the Dogs are on the board. They're 1-3, and they're gonna continue to bounce back. They're gonna continue to climb up the table. They're 1-3 with a positive score differential, which is a huge boost. And they may not have a game in hand against the Whipsnakes and Cannons just yet, but that can change this weekend against the Cannons. Cannons only have a +3 score differential. The New York Atlas lost this past weekend to the Maryland Whipsnakes, who have a negative score differential still. So, the season's far from over for the Waterdogs. Everything's going to be all right, guys. Everything's going to play out. This team will battle back. They're going to be fine. They got a face-off guy now. They're doing the damn thing. And I'm excited for them to bounce back and hopefully get one back against the Cannons for their sake and to kind of build this momentum up and work their way back towards the top of the table in the Eastern Conference in the PLL. So shout out to Coach Tierney, shout out to Kieran McCardle and the Waterdogs for their first win of 2024. Loaded show. It was fun to kind of rattle off a whole bunch of news, notes, and odds and ends, and a whole bunch of new players coming to Philadelphia. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. I had a ton of fun recording it. Make sure you guys are following us on the socials at UndergroundPHI on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook.com/UndergroundSportsPHI. Also, before I get out of here, got this new hat at Citizens Bank Park in the 47 brand store. Shout out, no free shout outs. Awesome City Connect hat, 47 brand. Number one, I would love to work with 47 brand. They are dream-like company I have always dreamt of working with. They have the best hats in the game. So hopefully they're listening to this. But man, 47 brand just does not miss. This hat is awesome. It's awesome. But yes, 47 brand. We are open for sponsorship, and if you guys want to work with us, please. My line is open. And would love to work with 47 brand in any capacity whatsoever. I think you guys are the best in the game. No free ads. But follow us on the socials at UndergroundPHI. Follow me at KBIZZL311 on Twitter and KBIZZLE11 on Instagram and Threads. Subscribe to the podcast feed, Apple, Spotify. It really, 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 really helps when you guys subscribe. So keep on subscribing, keep leaving 5-star reviews. Let me know how you feel about Paul George coming to Philly in the podcast reviews. Would love to hear everyone's thoughts there. I will read them on the show if you leave them. And of course, subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. Smash the like button, ring the bell icon, leave a comment down below your thoughts on Paul George coming to Philly, all the Sixers free agency madness. Continue to leave your wish list for the Phillies, the trade deadline, your trade deadline wish list. I want to see your guys in the comment sections up into the trade deadline. Let me know how you feel about Carranza leaving the Union. Let me know how you feel about the Waterdogs. Is their season back on track? Let me know how you feel about Matvei Michkov being here. All that good stuff. Leave it in the YouTube comment section. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, please. Smash the like button. Click the bell icon. Leave a comment. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the month. Let's make that happen. We are so freaking close. Get your merch from our awesome merch partners at PHI Apparel Company. And, of course, this show is presented by the City of Vineland. Whether you're a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process. And their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. This has been episode number 651 of Underground Sports Philadelphia. I'm your boy KB. Shout out PodcastP. Paul George, welcome to Philadelphia, brother. Matvei Michkov, welcome to Philadelphia. Shout out to the Waterdogs. Shout out to the Phils. Let's go, baby. It's feeling real nice in the air here in Philadelphia. But this has been episode number 651 of Underground Sports Philadelphia. I'm your boy KB. Next episode, Jamil Demby joins me from his 4th annual Jamil Demby Youth Football Camp from over this past weekend, which was a wild success. Can't wait for you guys to hear that one. But until then, I'm getting the heck up out of here, and I'm signing off. Peace.